Well, here we are. We are into day number 2 planting corn. This is actually my 3rd fill up, and things are going rather smoothly today. We got off to a little bit of a rough start yesterday. We had some GPS issues, but we've got that sorted now. Fertilizer's been doing real good. I haven't had any issues like I had last year on the startup. We had some settling issues and we were plugging up, but it has been spitting snow here on and off, and it isn't the warmest here. It's probably 38 degrees, I think it is. But this farm here was the first ground that we plowed this year, and I am actually just up the road here planting now. We'll throw the drone up in the air in a little while here. But I'll show you these closing wheels that we put on. These are the 4-link closures from Schaffert, and these have been working exceptionally well. I really like the job they're doing with closing out the trench. We've got the Mohawk wheels on the rest of it, and then once we get planted, we'll do a walk around. You're not going to be able to hear all that well with these 2 pumps going. So I hope to have these tanks empty tonight, take this truck home and fill it, and then we can get a few inches of snow tonight. So we might not be planting any corn tomorrow. It might be under a blanket of snow. So let's get filled up. We will get up to the field, and we'll walk around the planter when we get this full. Alright, so we've got our monitors set up. I'm running Climate Field View on this iPad right here. And then I've got the 2630 display mounted right there, so I can watch both of them monitors like that. So we're just gonna unfold the corn planter. I don't know if I can do this with one hand or not. I'll do it like this. Put the wing wheels down. And then we got to put the 3-point hitch down just a little bit. And then we will unfold it. Alright, so there we go there. Got some of these short rounds already planted. Fire up my vacuum motors, my seed drive. Alright folks, we didn't end up filming anything of the walk around of this corn planter on day number 2 of planting. We're into the 3rd day of planting now. Going from the 2nd day, the night of the 2nd day of planting, we ended up getting snow. We actually got snowed out from planting here yesterday, so the planter sat still. So what we're going to talk about very quickly, we ended up putting Mohawk closing wheels on this corn planter. Last year, some of you might remember, I could drop a card in up above here when we put them on last year prior to going into doing a little bit of no-till. Now, Schaffert ended up sending me 2 4-link closure frames, closing wheel frames that we ended up putting on the planter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, in this next segment here, we're just going to go into a brief install of those closing wheel frames. Just going to be a very quick segment here, and then we'll get back into the rest of the video. I got some drone footage and whatever, and we'll go from there. So I just thought I would add that now. So this next segment, you're going to see the install of those closing wheels. And another thing that we ended up putting on this planter that came from Schaffert We ended up putting a, it almost looks like a sawtooth wheel. Just the lighting here a little bit. This is a seat opener disc here. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but it has got a, it's like a serrated tooth wheel that we put on here. And we also put I call it a wheel, it's a seat opener disc. And then we put one of their regular standard seat opener discs here. They're supposed to be a little better than the Deere ones, which we put all brand new iron on here from Deere last year. So let's get into the rest of the video. I thought I would just explain very quickly what you're going to see here next. So remember to leave me a thumbs up, folks. Drop me a comment down below and we'll catch you at the end of the video. Thanks in advance for watching. Okay, so what we're going to do here now, we're just going to pull the original closing wheel frame off of the corn planter. And what there is there's two 12mm bolts sticking up in, just in front of, and on the bottom of the back side of this seat opener frame. So if you take an 18mm socket, you can feel up in there to where the 12mm bolt is. Get that lined up. Slam the impact into place. I don't really want to take it all the way out. I'm not taking that out too far, so we want to let it get loose first so that we can control it. You can take the closing wheel off and go at it that way. We just want to speed things up a little bit here, so it would definitely give you more room to unbolt this with the closing wheels off in there. So we got that frame out of the way. Now we're going to take the Schaffert 4-link frame. Just going to kind of hold that up there with one hand, slam a knee under it. Get this front bolt. Get that in there. Slam the back bolt in. Come up underneath it with our handy impact. Tighten this up. I'm going to need my extension. I thought I could get away with the extension. Oh, come on. Alright, that's tight. Now what we have, they furnish, do you have two small bushings?
What?
Did you have two small bushings too? Where'd they go?
I think I did.
I think you did. They furnish with the wheels, I gotta find the small bushing. Okay, they furnish two brand new bolts with the wheels. So we're gonna use both spacers, the large one and the small one. And then we're going to mount, where am I at this one? I'm going to mount in the rear hole. I can change this down the road, but I think I'm going to want it in the rear hole. Get that there. And we're going to get this up on here like that. Okay, so we'll just get these tight here. I need that 15/16 wrench, Andrew.
Andy, I'm gonna go grab a coffee. Figure you one?
I'm all set.
Sure?
Yeah.
Mountain Dew?
No, I'm all set.
All right, bud.
So I gotta get the appropriate tools here. I didn't grab everything. 15, 16 socket. 15, 16 centimeters. That's it right there. 24 millimeter will do. Alright, so I didn't bring the right sockets with me. So we'll just reach in here. Tighten that guy up there. Okay, so we got that on there. We've got 3 positions that you can set the spring for the adequate amount of pressure on this closing wheel spring. Actually, you've actually got 3 positions. This is almost 0 with not much. There's a little bit of spring force on there. Then this would be your medium one. If this one is a position, I would think it wouldn't be, but we're gonna run in the medium setting. That might even be too much, but we'll see how that works. And what you want is a minimum of 2 1/4 inches here. We're about 2 1/2 inches. If you have these this too close and you're planting shallow, these wheels will actually pull the corn up out of the trench, but traditionally your trench should be right here. Then all we want to do is we want to try to chop up the sidewall of the trench and then leave the trench covered, but at the same time try to leave the trench covered with a smooth amount of, just a smooth textured soil at the top. The rubber wheels, I felt, and this is my opinion, I felt the rubber wheels were packing it down too much. So we're trying to introduce a little bit of like a rototilled seed closure on the trench. So I think what I'm gonna do with I got another style wheel here. This is actually different. That's a different wheel than those ones. I think those are, what the heck are those ones called? Those ones are called zipper wheel. And then I'm not sure what this one is. This one is more or less the same. This is the same as what I've got on there. So we'll go ahead and try this wheel on number 16. So we'll go ahead and get number 16 off. This is called their open wheel, which is the same as the, oh, what the heck are those? Mohawks or something like that. So we'll go ahead and set all of these, and that's gonna about do it for this part of the setup on the closing wheels. Now what we also have is we have some opener discs that we're gonna also try. And we're gonna have to put these on different rows. So we got the standard seat opener disc here. This is supposed to be made out of a little bit better material than what the John Deere ones are made out of. So we're gonna try these out on one row, and then we've got a sawtooth that we're gonna put on the other row. So I'm gonna go ahead, I gotta get the gauge wheels off, and I've gotta put the 2 different discs on, and I don't know if I have the right seat opener disc there, but I put new iron on this corn planter last year, And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a brand new John Deere seat opener disc next to this seat opener disc here, and then the third one down the line from it will be this sawtooth one. I think that's what they call that one. STP. I don't know what the heck what STP means, but it's supposed to leave supposed to create a better seed trench. So let's go ahead and get our gauge wheels off, and we'll get these opener discs on there, and we'll show you what everything looks like once we get these on there and in place. All right, so we have the STP wheel all mounted. I got the gauge wheels off in there. We've got the adequate amount of area where these closing wheels are supposed to touch each other. We had to remove a couple of shims to get that measurement to be what it's supposed to be. Now we're just going to try these out. I've got the old seat opener discs off in there, and these were put on here last year, and then this one here, we'll flip this guy over. I don't know what kind of wear we've got. Probably not much. Very minimal. Very, very minimal wear there. I mean, you're talking 1/8 of an inch. We are centered. We've got 1/8 of an inch, which is 1/4 of an inch overall. And you want to be, I think it's 3/8 of an inch. Once you're wore to 3/8 of an inch on the radius, I think that measurement is right. You want to replace your seat opener discs. So we're going to go ahead and I don't know if this is the correct seat opener disc or not. I believe this one might be from the old corn planter. Yeah, I don't know what that is. You know, that might be a... I guess I don't know what this disc is here. I've got to run down and look in the shop. This might be a... I wonder if that's a... You know, I bet you that's a fertilizer disc to the old 6-row that we had. So I'm going to go ahead and get the gauge wheels back on. This row here, what am I, 12? No, row number 12. Row number 13, we're going to put these standard opener discs on there, and we're just going to see what kind of wear we get out of them compared to the OEMs or the John Deere ones. These are replaced from last year. Alright, so this is going to be the last pass in this field, and don't you know it, I am done at the other end of the field. So we've got to jog back all the way that way to get to the road. We had to plant that field on the other side of the hedgerow there too, and then up on the other side is where I seeded with alfalfa last year. That was the last wheat field that we had last year up on the other side of the hedgerow there. We've actually got 4 bags of the next variety of corn that I'm going to be getting into planting here, and you can see a couple of different colors on the screen there on the iPad. So that is going to put the wraps on this video, folks. I want to thank you for watching. There's going to be a lot more corn planting videos to come along here. It's just kind of a short one. Kind of just a little bit of an introductory to planting corn for 2020. Now, we started this year on May 7th. Last year, we didn't start till May 18th. And the year before that, I believe, actually, I'm going to look that up right now. So we're going to pause this for a second. Okay, so we had to have a little pause in the video there because I had to look up the planting log from 2018. And in 2018, we started planting corn on May 9th. So it was 2 days after we started this year. Last year, like I was saying, we started on May 18th, and this year we started on May 7th. So we've got, I run 2 iPads. I use one to write my notes on. I write it out like that on the iPad, and then of course we're keeping track of everything on the Green Star display, and then we're running Field View on another iPad here. But there's a couple different colors here. I ran out of one variety of corn. I had a odd number of bags there, so I actually have 4 bags of this blue variety in rows 13 through 16, and the corn planter is just about out of corn now. We're going to be switching over to the variety of corn that's in the blue, which is a Pioneer P0956 AMX, and the corn in the orange there is a BMR UN106D58. So this is a BMR silage that we are planting here. And yeah, so we're going to move along to the next field here. This is going to do it for this video. Again, just a short corn planting video is all. So there'll be more corn planting videos to come here. We're supposed to get some snow tonight, and I don't know if I'll be planting corn tomorrow or not. Might be planting in the snow. Well, folks, remember to hit the thumbs up, drop me a comment down below, and we will catch you at the next video. Thanks for watching, folks.